I
I
was,
made it!
oh God, I was
Gosh, I'm
afraid.
so sorry. I'm actually so bad at these things. Like,
Don't worry about it.
but I'm here.
I was afraid they will eat me up alive. They were like, where is Jacqueline Fernandez and why do we have to look at a funny looking guy who can't make his hair? So
A funny
let me
looking,
do,
intelligent guy.
no, thank you. Let me do this formally then. I'm thrilled
I
and I'm thrilled and enthused to have the most vivacious and fun person in Bollywood that I know. And
yeah.
on behalf of everyone at IIMUN, here's welcoming Jacqueline Fernandez to Kuch Toh Karona. So welcome,
Kuch Toh
Jacqueline,
Karona.
and thank you, Jackie, for spending time and coming to talk to us.
Of course, anytime. I think now is a time where we really need to show our solidarity, where we really need to be there for one another. And yeah, and I think like we just have to keep supporting and being as positive as we can possibly be for each other. So I'm so happy that you've invited me on this chat.
But
And
after doing my dishes and after doing my household chores, I had a lot of free time. So then I said, let me trouble somebody and try to spread some positivity. And I'm so glad that within and you've
I
accepted.
agree with you on that. I'm totally with you on that. And I hope we have many more people as well joining this live, your future lives, because I think it's cool that, you know, like we can kind of just discuss what's going on. I think there are a lot of people out there who are a little bit like lost or a little bit confused. I mean, you know, I certainly was, like, honestly speaking, for like the first week, I had no idea what to do because for the first time after a long time, and this is, I'm sure, a lot of people's scenario as well, you're just taken out of your routine. You're made to do something, you know, that's completely like alien to you. And that for me was like sitting at home and, you
You
know,
guys,
like
you guys work 24 by 7 by 365. And if
we do.
I was in one place for 24 hours, they would have locked me out of that place for sure. But with you guys, they lock you in. Like now, suddenly I can see all the hearts and the loves and the smiles. But tell me, but, but tell me
Thank
this,
you.
you know, for a person who almost works 20 to 22 hours normally on set, now you're sitting at home. You're pretty much at home all the time.
Yeah.
What's a typical day in your life?
So, I'm actually been quarantined on a farm, and I brought my,
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So it's
Now you're making
because
everyone feel very jealous.
I know, no, you know, like honestly, what had happened was in my apartment, because I live completely alone,
Right.
so and I couldn't jeopardize or risk my house help or any other assistance of mine to be coming back and forth and assisting me in any single way. So I wasn't really very prepared for this to happen, because for a lot of people this did kind of happen overnight,
Right.
and I found myself at home with a totally unstocked fridge.
Ah.
Like
With a lot of dishes that you had to
with
do after every meal.
trust me, I wasn't even cooking because I had nothing to cook. Like I had nothing to cook and no way of cooking it. And so all of a sudden I was just like, you know, the day before the first Sunday lockdown, a couple of my friends, you know, had called saying, look, you know, I don't think this is safe for you to be on your own alone. And tomorrow's going to be a lockdown and we don't know how much longer quarantine's going to go for. So why don't you go over to this farm? And I'm on a farm
I,
right
I wish we had similar friends such as yours. We're
now.
sitting. No,
So
but we're the happiest to know that you're safe and that
yeah,
you're sound. There is,
no, it really made me think about a lot of people out there who were possibly also in the same situation. I mean, there's much worse things happening right now, but
right.
there are also, you know, like a bunch of people out there who literally have like they're completely alone, and I'm like talking like no family, no like no help, no friends, no complete isolation. And I just hope that they're okay, because, like, I was saved because I came in literally right before the 21-day lockdown was, put in. But if I didn't make it, I would be in that apartment right now. And
you would be stranded like I am.
Yeah.
No.
Are you stranded
I'm lucky
too,
I've got.
Rish? Do you have your family?
I have my family who are
Good.
Yes, I have my family, and they take a lot of care of me. I've put on twice the weight. Yes, I have. But
I would have lost twice my weight if I was like at home on my own. I would have lost twice my weight.
That's another question I want to ask you. Actually, you're a fitness freak. You're like an expert when it comes to fitness. Like all your videos. What is the typical day in the life of Jacqueline Fernandez when it comes to life in the times of Corona?
So basically what's happening, and I've been adjusting to this new routine, but I've been waking up in the morning, and I somehow have been giving a lot more time to being even healthier. I don't even know if that's possible, but I'm actually like,
you're making me feel guilty now.
I know, but look, it took me some time. Like the first week of, the quarantine, I was just eating mithai. I was eating a lot of sugar. I don't know why. Like I was just eating everything and anything, and I was like not exercising. I was just like so disoriented actually. Like I just didn't know what was going on. Abhi, I am like somehow I figured out, my routine, which is really important. If anything, I would advise people figure.
What's your routine? That's what I want to know.
Okay,
if you don't mind.
So basically, I'm waking up in the morning, and the first thing I'm doing is like I'm downing a whole liter of water with amla, with like a little bit of amla and nimbu. So I'm like totally like detoxifying myself, and then after that, I grab my book. Okay, so I have like this book which I want to finish, and I'm always surrounded by a lot of books, but I never end up reading or finishing them, right? So I have like this one book, and I'm like, I'm finishing this book. So the first thing I do is I take this book, and after I've done my 1 liter of like amla and, like
1 liter of amla. You have 1 liter of amla.
No. It's like a little bit of amla in a liter of water.
This is the reason why amlas are out of stock.
No, I'm definitely not drinking and juicing 1 liter of amla, because like I would be out of stock. Like, but like I'm putting a little bit of that amla, like an amla, in like my 1 liter of pani in the morning, and some nimbu, okay, and then I make my coffee. Coffee बनाती हूँ, फिर मैं book पढ़ती हूँ.
आप कॉफी बनाते और बाद में आप पुस्तक पढ़ते. आपकी हिंदी मेरे
एक घंटे के लिए मैं बुक पढ़ती हूँ, क्योंकि क्वारंटीन के टाइम में I have to finish this book. I have to, क्वारंटीन खत्म होने के बाद, खत्म होने के पहले, I have to finish this book. So I am reading. I'm making sure that every single morning I'm reading. I hope, like a lot of people out there, you're bringing out your books and you're reading whatever you can, because it's a great time to read. And then so there are like horses here. So I go and I ride. I go and I ride horses.
Listen, this is just not fair. This is not at all fair. So you cannot be saying all these things, and then after the horse riding, what do you do?
After the horse riding, I go into the kitchen and I help out where I can, because it's limited staff over here.
And now that's a relatable thing. That's a relatable thing. But in my case, when I cook, nobody eats.
I'm so sorry. But it's okay. I mean, like, at least you try. But yeah, so I go into the kitchen. I help out where I can. I'm usually the one in charge of like the salads. So I make salads for everyone, and yeah, and then we go. I actually do quite a few online classes. I'm actually doing my online Hindi classes. So because abhi wo newspaper nahi milta hai, so I am getting. Yeah, I'm not getting my Napara Times. And those मैं Napara Times पढ़ती हूँ, हाँ?
Trick question. Newspaper मिलती है कि मिलता है? Listen, if I had to start correcting your Hindi,
is it milti? Is it milti? Newspaper nahi milti hai.
Newspaper nahi
Milti.
milta hai. Milta hai.
Oh, but I said that.
I'm sorry?
I said milta hai.
Yeah, I was just confusing you. Oh, by the way, I have a very important...
Makeup shop also said it's milta hai, and that's exactly what I said.
No, but so you have a pretty you have a pretty packed day. Like you've got your day figured out, start to the end.
Look, even if I was in my apartment, I would be making sure that I'm doing as much as I can. I do on my online classes, I'm doing my reading, I am exercising, and even like my exercising, it's honestly like stuff that I was doing at home only. It's my Surya Namaskar. I am practicing my handstand. I'm trying to perfect that because you don't need like any equipment or space for that. There's another weird thing that I do right now, and honestly, because there's coconut trees here, so for Nariyal Pani, I'm learning how to climb the coconut tree.
Really?
Which is very difficult, by the way.
Listen, this is you're making me feel even worse about myself. With all those Surya Namaskars, and now you are actually even climbing trees. Is there something that you can't do? But
I can't climb the coconut tree. I still can't climb it.
I'm not going to be too surprised. 2 days from now, we'll see a post which is on the top of a coconut tree with drinking a coconut.
I'm aiming for that. I am definitely aiming for that. So no, hopefully by the end of quarantine, I think like, you know, what's kind of been helping me is I know I have like now 2 weeks left for quarantine. So I'm trying to like give myself as many challenges as possible so I stay productive. So I make sure like I do 1 hour of work every single day, and just 1 hour. So I make sure like I get on a work call. At least I'm like figuring out like anything on the business.
Does this qualify as a work call, or does this not qualify as a work call?
This is not a work call because
otherwise I would have been very offended.
No, this is definitely not a work call. This is us, I think, just communicating and being there for people, and you know, like just kind of, I think, supporting one another, and I think that's really, really important.
And that's actually the fact that you mentioned, you know, that we're here in order to spread positivity and support people. Do you prefer cleaning or doing the dishes?
Do I prefer cleaning or doing? I think I prefer cleaning. Honestly, I don't like doing dishes so much.
No, I'm just joking. But at this juncture, because I have you on screen, we have to make a really important announcement. And this is really important, and I'm glad that you're there with us, because I've just received a message from the Prime Minister. And no, it's real. I'm not even joking. And it reads, and I'm reading out, 3-month lockdown announced in India. So Jacqueline, we have a 3-month lockdown that's announced in India. Your thoughts on this?
That's ridiculous. You're lying.
No, it's true. I'm not even joking. I just read the message. You want to see the message? The message.
Yes.
The message.
That's your message. Don't say this. Oh my God.
I just want to capture your first reaction. If somebody actually announced that there was a 3-month lockdown, would it be excitement? Would it be happiness? Would it be, oh my God, I'm out. I don't know what to do.
I think that 3-month lockdown is a bit too much. And it's not that I wouldn't know what to do with myself in 3 months' time. Trust me, I think we're all survivors in our own way. We'll figure it out. But it's just, it would be so bad for the economy. It'd be so bad for the world economy. It'll be so bad for so many different people who will suffer terribly. It'll be bad for a lot of, you know, different things out there. I mean,
and it'd be really bad for the young people out there, because quite honestly, and I'm so glad so many of them have joined this in order to watch this, and for 18 and 17 and 16-year-olds who are watching this, and you know, thankfully, touch wood, it is a 21-day lockdown only, and for the remaining 2 weeks, for a 16-year-old who's watching this, what's your advice? What should they be doing? Because everyone's Netflixing and chilling, which is also a good thing. But apart from that, what would you tell your 16 or 18-year-old self if you were locked down during quarantine and you were quarantined?
Well, look, a 16-year-old, you know, you guys, I mean, you obviously have like some schoolwork to do. So I would say don't neglect it completely. I would say literally do about an hour max, okay, a day of like what you have to do for school, an hour or two, but make sure you allocate that time. And apart from that, just like chill, like relax, have fun, you know, spend time with like your family, watch TV, cook a little bit, exercise a little bit, like do fun exercises. And yeah, I think it's a great time for kids. It's a great time for everyone, to be honest. Like,
And so basically, it's an early summer vacation.
yeah. If I were them, like, you know, if I were them, like, I would, the one response thing I would do would be, I would give myself at least an hour to 2 hours to just revise all my work, because you don't want to go back into it and be like, oh my God, like, what the hell? I don't know anything. Like, I've forgotten everything, or what am I doing? So I think you'd kind of want to make sure that you're still in touch with stuff. But I can't seem to find myself not, like, I cannot like take a break for some reason. I'm a workaholic. So like for me, like I'm literally working like all day, like from the moment I wake up, I'm like checking these things, checking those things. I'm reading, I'm doing script reading. I'm doing like quite a lot of, you know, like online meetings, wherever I can and whatever I can do. But guys, if I was a teenager right now, I would just be like,
you'd be living it up.
Doing cartwheels. I'd be doing cartwheels.
You'd be doing cartwheels. But tell me this one thing, you know, and this is my last question as a part of the second segment, saying, "Tum bhi Karona," and that is what this segment, this little part that I thought we'd call it "Tum bhi Karona."
Tum bhi Karona. Okay.
What can people do in this time in order to fight this menace? Because honestly, I mean, everything said and done, it is something that is affecting the world. It's a pandemic. It's something that has affected, like you said, the economy and so on and so forth.
Yes, yeah.
To those thousands of people who are watching you right now and the millions who will be watching you later, what is it that you think that people can do in order to combat coronavirus?
I think the one thing that honestly is the most important thing that people can do right now is stay at home. And
I was hoping you said that. I was hoping, and I was wishing that you said that.
And you know, the crazy thing is, like, it's not a you know, a big task right now to be just sitting at home and doing nothing, right? But it is possibly the most effective thing that we can do to combat this virus and to really stop it in its tracks. And I know that there are quite a lot of people out there who are finding it difficult because maybe they have certain things to do, or like mouths to feed, or whatever it is. I, you know, I'm sorry to hear that for certain people, but if you are not,
important to stay at home.
If you're not in that group, you know, it's just, I find it ridiculous that I actually have seen certain people who are not from that group. Like my sincerest, like, heartfelt wishes are there with those people who are really having to go out there and be out there and, you know, like to support a family or whatever it is, to help people, to risk their lives, to be in, you know, in medical, or to be in medicine, or to be, you know, doctors, nurses. But there are certain people out there, and I've been seeing this, who have been wandering around just because they don't want to sit at home. And it's just like the worst thing I think I've seen. Like, it's almost like, why would you do that?
Why would you? I know. Why would you
forget yourself? Like, why are you risking other people's lives like that? It's ridiculous.
Your families, yeah, your families and people in and around and so on and so forth. Yeah, no, I completely agree. But you know, because you're such an animal lover, I must ask you this question. I know this, that you know you've been associated with PETA. You've done such wonderful stuff all these years. But there's so many stray. There's so many stray animals who go unfed, and you know, the government is doing their job, but people are also very sympathetic towards what is happening, and many young people whom I know are very keen to make sure that, you know, stray animals such as the stray animals basically that you find, they're the ones that are taken care of. But then again, it's a dangerous proposition. Your thoughts? What can people do when it comes to stray animals?
I was very torn about the fact that I was like, I need to be out there and I need to be feeding these animals and I need to be doing my bit. But there are a couple of amazing groups out there who have actually been commissioned to do this safely. So I would say leave it for them to do. And in your own way, outside your building and outside your apartment, like outside your building, if you can keep some food and water, it would be an amazing initiative if we're all able to do that. So that way, actually, we are helping the strays. Because right now there's literally nobody out there for them. Apart from these groups that are visiting stuff, there have been a lot of posts about them. They're online. You can actually donate to them. They go out there. They're safe. They are, targeting the best places. But if you really do want to do something, a great thing to do is actually place food and water outside your building, so that the strays can get to it.
How thoughtful! No wonder tens of millions of people follow you, and no wonder you are such an ideal role model for young people. But coming to the last bit of what I wanted to ask you, I've prepared this small thing. I've grown up watching Coffee with Karan, just like all of us have. So in the end, I wanted to ask you some fun, very light questions with your permission.
Sure.
So it's a 21-day lockdown. So I've prepared really quick and fast questions, which you have to honestly answer.
Okay. Let's do it. Come on, guys. Let's have some fun.
So TikTok or Instagram, your favorite platform?
TikTok या Instagram?
क्योंकि आप अभी Instagram.
अभी Instagram, लेकिन मुझे लगता है कि थोड़ा देर में TikTok भी हो जाएगा. मेरा favorite.
But coming to the important question, who's your favorite co-star, male, to work with? Who's your male favorite co-star? Favorite actor? I'm sorry, I'm asking you, but you're doing this with us, so it's no Bollywood. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, I have been, a huge admirer of like literally every single person that I've worked with. So I've been very blessed to be able to work with them. But one person that I worked with who was like unbelievable, I would have to say, is Amit, and that was my first film ever. And I worked with Amitabh Bachchan, and he was like, it was insane working with him. He's so awesome.
And that is very true. And I think he also introduces himself, which is very humble. And I've heard that, I've learned that whenever he meets somebody for the first time, he says, "Hi, I'm Amitabh Bachchan," and people are taken aback.
It's amazing. It's so amazing.
Okay, so your next question: who's your favorite female co-star to work with? Who's your favorite actor to work with? Lovely.
Tapsi was one of my favorite female co-stars to work with.
Sri Lanka,
she was
India,
amazing.
Or Bahrain? So you call me intelligent for a reason, yeah? So we've got all the difficult questions to ask you.
That is a very difficult one. I mean, I'm a Sri Lankan national, and I have made India my home, and it's given me so much. It's like literally made my dreams come true. But my family's in Sri Lanka as well, and so it's strange, but I actually feel like I belong to both places. So I don't know how else to put it, but I truly feel like these are both my homes. like between the two. It's difficult.
I don't think anybody could have put it any better. But coming to the next thing, do you prefer football or cricket? If you were your favorite sport between football or cricket? From the facial expression, I'm guessing that it's nice.
Okay, let's look at a few questions then.
Lovely. So, majority of them basically say how much they love you, which is no surprise. But there is one which says, "What was your first thought when you heard of the lockdown?" Arpan Mukherjee has asked you that question, and he says, "What was your first thought when you heard of the lockdown?"
Arpan Mukherjee. Well, my first thought was, wow, this is going to be really interesting. Okay. And yeah, I was like, oh, this is weird, but this is also kind of like interesting. I hope people are going to be okay. Yeah, I was actually quite concerned about certain people. But I see that, certain things are being, the government is taking some certain measures to make sure that everything is, being taken care of. So, yeah.
All right. Lovely. The next question, which is on the screen, which I don't know whether you can read it, is...
What is the hilarious situation you came across with your fans?
Yeah, like, which is the most hilarious situation that you've come across? And...
With a fan?
With a fan. And you can't say any story about it.
Well, there's this guy called Rishabh. Well, with a fan, I don't really know. Hilarious situation. Like, I mean, this was not hilarious, but a fan actually got my name tattooed on himself, and he's a guy. So I just thought it was like kind of like funny that like this guy had Jacqueline tattooed all across his neck. I saw him, I met him too. It was cute.
All right, lovely. So I was just saying that, it's been an absolute delight. I think this session has infused a lot of positivity.
Yeah.
When I was talking, people were asking why, and now people are typing in that box saying, please. This is the kind of positivity that people like you bring, and I'm honestly humbled, and thank you very much for taking out time and spending some time with your fans and with one of your biggest fans. So it was very nice talking to you.
Thank you so much for having me on this. Thank you so much, guys, and I really hope all of you are safe and good. Coming. Yeah.
Jackie, before you leave, let me ask you one question. This was a personal question, but you said that you were scared of glossophobia or public speaking. From the conversation of glossophobia or public speaking, I do not see any kind of stage frights or any kind of problem when it.
But I'm not on a stage right.
Social media is the biggest stage in life now.
Somehow I'm comfortable on Instagram,
So you'd be equally comfortable on stage. You must try it someday. And up until then, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much. And I think this is not just infuse positivity to those thousands of people, but when we play this on repeat, I'm sure there'll be many more smiles. Looking at that smile. Thank you so much, Jackie. Thank you so much, Jackie.
Thanks, guys, for joining the live. Take care. Love you lots. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye. See you.